welcome back, everybody, to the Doubleheader Weekly Picks with Amir and Keenan. And what do you know it? Halfway point is over. And what do you know, on Sunday, we saw a lot of Hail Marys, but only one connected. Which one was it? Find out in this episode.
All right, whenever you are ready, we can go ahead and begin.
All right, well, you called it. Let's begin because week eight, well, halfway more part of the season's over. And let's see how we did in week eight. Week eight.
Yeah,
Come on.
hard to believe we're halfway done, and oh, I see an interesting bingo card this week, Amir.
Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't say bingo, but a few predictions came to fruition. And speaking of predictions, let's dive into our first game. Battle of the old Brown versus the new Browns. Ravens at the Browns, and I did not see this one coming.
No, no, not at all. Jameis Winston getting the starting nod over DTR, and if my if my memory suits me correctly, he threw about 244 yards in this game.
Actually, Jameis did even better. Went for 334 yards, three touchdown passes, and no turnovers, and also completed 27 passes, seven of which went to Cedric Tillman, also 99 yards and two touchdowns, including the game winner. Well, not shown here, but would prove to be the game winner as the Ravens defense, well, doesn't get it done all day long.
Yeah, it was quite a surprise for sure. Did not see this coming. Good job by Mr. Tillman for getting that game-winning touchdown. I was able to keep up with it during NFL Red Zone. Uh, yeah, what a surprise! So right out the gate, we start out 0-1, and as for the hip hip hoorays and boo you stinks, the Browns should get a.
Yep, and also Jim Donovan. If you didn't get the news prior to the game, folks, he sadly passed away from leukemia, and what a way to honor the late Browns announcer would have went over the former Browns.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to hear about that. He's been dealing with Jim Donovan's been dealing with that for a little while now. If I'm not mistaken on that, excuse me.
Well, yeah, he got diagnosed. He's had leukemia a few times, but then I think this time it finally wasn't couldn't beat it, or but he fought a brave battle. And he did it even amidst following the Browns games over the past 2 decades, and meant a big loss in the broadcasting and sporting world over the weekend. But Browns fans were able to honor him. Excuse me, the Browns organization were able to honor him with a win over their heated rivals, who, due to their performance, deserve a or get a.
Oh, you stink!
And the big one, as
Uh,
Mr. Number
Yeah.
14 showing. How did this happen? You tell me, sir.
Well, your guess is as good as mine, Mister Number 14. You uh, you have a lot of explaining to do with the matchup coming up soon. So.
Oh yeah, because it's not going to get much easier for the Ravens, especially on the Ravens defense. Speaking of Baltimore, former teams used to play in Baltimore. Check out that team in Indianapolis, how they fared in Houston.
The print on my end got a little small there, so if you don't mind, Amir, making that a little bit
Oh,
bigger
sorry,
on
yeah.
my end. There we go. That's better. Yep. So my mistake, folks. Or my mis. We're sorry about that. But anywho, uh, Colts. You played well. Um, I thought it was going to be a little bit better than that, but I think I said in last week's episode it could go either way.
Well, we did, given that you picked Houston, I picked Indianapolis, and Colts nearly pulled it off, but yeah, they couldn't overcome Joe Mixon going for a buck 02 in the score, and the Neil Hunter's recording 2 sacks, which is per usual. You guys get a. Come on. There you go. There we go.
Yeah,
Yep.
for once the internet's not being in such a hack this week.
Yep. And as for Mr. Richardson, well, you had another rough game. You only completed 10 passes, and somehow managed to keep the game close. But at one point, you took yourself out of the game, and your teammates weren't too happy about that, and that earns you a.
Boo! You stink!
And breaking news coming earlier today, or I think yesterday, Joe Flacco will get the starting nod this week.
Yep, yes, he will, and I well deserved because Colts are still, as they say in Rich Eisen, still you be sniffing it, but you want to be in the playoffs this time around. So the last two times you've been in contention, you've only managed to get to 9 wins and play up to week 18. You want to be playing afterwards. Joe Flacco gives you that chance. Mr. Richardson, you're going to join up your fellow draft mate on the well bench pretty soon, depending how things go this Sunday. But we'll get to him in a moment. As for who you stinks, Jets, what was that?
Man, they're slipping and slipping bad. Oh, I can't even watch them anymore. I can't even watch. Shield your eyes.
Oh, shield your eyes is correct because let's see, Jets defense said that supposed to be the 85 Bears of this generation. Let's see here. You allowed 26 plays, 131 yards on the last two plays of the on two drives of the game, didn't get any sacks or turnovers, and allowed Brissett to score the winning touchdown, or to Rondre Stevens scored the winning touchdown and a 2-point conversion. On top of that, your offense showed a fight. Yeah, burned 3 timeouts in the first quarter, not half quarter. I don't know, they can't get the plays in, and only had 7 points at the intermission. Could have had more, but didn't have some problems in the first quarter. And when you had a chance to tie the game, well, you ran out of time. Hey, Mr. Zerline, yeah, I heard you went on IR. Jets fan wants you off the roster altogether. Yeah, it was another forgettable day at the office. Missed another extra point and field goal. And let's just get this out the way for the Jets right now. Come on, baby.
Boo! You stink!
I got no words. I got no words. You explained it perfectly, Amir. And as for the Patriots, well done, well done.
Yeah, I mean, Rondé Stevenson on 48 yards, not not a lot of yards, but you had two scores and a 2 point conversion. So I gave you 14 points on the day, including the game winner. And Brissett coming off the bench for Drake May, who also had a stellar game for leading with a concussion. We had 132 yards on 15 completions and engineered a 12-play, 7-yard game-winning drive. So well done, Mr. Brissett. And that earned you, Mr. Stevenson, a. Here we go.
But with Drake May being out with the concussion, that surprised me, and I was wondering why Jacoby Brissett was in the game, and I thought Drake May was going to lead this team somehow, some way. But it's unfortunate to see that if you're a Patriots fan and you're looking at a pretty good quarterback in Drake May that has potential. I think coming from the UNC pipeline.
Yeah, I mean, he's played great and played good in his 3.5 starts. I mean, and he finished this game on Sunday. So he's been far from the problem in Foxborough. It's just their defense was their problem, which is enough actually stepped up in this game. And then again, I got some help with Jets' ongoing ineptitude and dysfunction. Either way, wins a win. England's 2-6. Not surprised by that, but the Jets 2-6. Yeah, no one saw that
Nope, nope, definitely not. So I'm ready to move on to the next slide. So we have.
I am too, because I'm winless. How did I do in this game? Not much better.
Well, as for the score, after the score itself, the Eagles got it done. excuse me, Bengals 17, Eagles 37. And Amir, you're off to a rough start, my friend.
Yeah, it seems like 2 weeks ago I went undefeated, and then it feels like I'm heading towards a winless week. But speaking of, well, when no longer being winless, as I say that, Eagles get their first win against the Bengals since 2000 and their first win in Cincinnati overall, thanks to Jalen Hurts going 60 for 20 for 236 in score, and also scoring twice on the ground. And Devontae said 6 receptions for 85 yards, and the touchdown in the third quarter that really put the Eagles out in front for good. That earns those guys from the city of Brotherly Love some a message from our friend from Bikini Bottom. Yep.
So with Jalen Hurts back to his old self again, I would say. Were you
Yeah, the last 3 games he's been playing great. I mean, no turnovers, finding the end zone both through the air and on the ground. And well, don't look now, but the Eagles are tied for first place in the NFC East. Who would have thought that?
in the last videos that Scooter Magruder made, you know, I haven't got the chance to watch it yet, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a few words from the other teams. Um, they're coming. They're coming for that top spot, Amir, like you said, and look out. You know they might start off a little shaky, but don't sleep on them Eagles now.
Yeah, and I should say a game out of first place that we'll get into in a moment. As for the Bengals, unfortunately, fans been saying at home have been saying this all year.
Oh, you stink!
Yeah, it's been kind of up and down roller coaster for Cincinnati, but maybe things we can turn around hopefully quickly.
Yeah, you say hopefully, because get this: the Bengals are winless at Paycor Stadium, and
Yeah,
Halloween's tomorrow. Who would have thought that?
no, not me. And I thought a team out in the Carolinas would be winless at home.
Yeah, yeah, we'll be back home this Sunday, but we'll get. We talking about 2 teams from the Queen City, but we'll get to that other team in a while. As for cat teams, let's go to the Motor City. See how those guys in Honolulu Blue did, and wow.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be a one sided affair. Titans. Oh, and I just don't know what to say. You know, Derrick Henry not being there anymore, Jesus being gone, and it's just been a rough outing if you're a Tennessee fan being 1-6. And oh man, I can't remember the last time that the Titans were this bad. To be honest, I'm sorry to say that.
Oh, I do. That was when they had Jack Mettenberger and Ken Wisenhunt on their team, and that was a decade ago, right before they drafted Mariota, and even then they were still figuring things out. As for this game, the Titans made it competitive and basically outgained the Lions like by they had 400 yards of offense and really had over 100 yards receiving in the first quarter. Yet they couldn't stop the Lions running game or their special teams. I mean, Khalif Raymond had a 90-yard punt return and a 7-yard touchdown pass, both in the fourth quarter, 204 yards overall. Amir Gates, 11 carries, buck 27 in the score, putting a long one after the Titans tied up the game. While the defense didn't, they only had 1 sack. It was a big one by Alex Anzalone, which you see right here, and he had a right to stake the flag in the middle of the field as well. And then Meek Robertson forced 2 fumbles. So with that being said, and also Lions first win over the Titans overall and first on since the Oilers back in '95. That deserves a big. Look him on. There we go. Hmm?
It still boggles my mind that it took it that long to finally for Detroit to finally get a win against these guys.
Yeah, I mean, there were periods where the Titans were good. I mean, they had Chris Johnson, Eddie George, Steve McNair, now on the same team. But in
Yeah, man, that's why I said like 2 minutes ago. I don't remember the last time they were this bad. And like you said, it was before Marcus Mariota came onto the scene and turned things around. And now it's like I don't. It's like I mean, where to go from here? I mean, I guess know where to go but up. But it seems like things are getting the trajectory is getting worse.
oh yeah, I mean, wasn't that long ago they had the number one seed in the AFC playoffs, but look how far things have fallen. And since then, Music City fans have been singing this.
Oh, you stink!
Yeah, they've been definitely singing the blues, that's for sure, and definitely a very sad one indeed.
Yep, and there was a lot of blue in the stadium at Ford Field, due in large part from the Lions. But hats off to them once again, and they're definitely looking like the preseason Super Bowl prediction I had back in September.
Hmm. So moving right along, we have the Packers and Jaguars, and not a really big surprise when it came to the score. Really, actually, yeah, I take that back. Actually, it came to be a little bit closer than I expected.
Yes, I was surprised too. At one point, Green Bay did have a 10-point lead over Jacksonville, but then Jaguars scored 10 on extra points. Having said all that, big day for Josh Jacobs, buck 27 and 25 carries and 2 touchdowns. And one of those was set up by Mr. Xavier McKinney, who scored his fifth interception, which ties him for the league lead as of 8 weeks into the season. So hats off to him. And also Brandon McManus, playing for our second week in a row, kicks the game-winning field goal as time runs out. As they sit in at the Krusty Krab. There we go. Yep. As for Jacksonville, seems like you only win at home when the Colts show up to Everbank Stadium, or however you say it now, Trevor Bank Field, excuse me. And yeah, made a valiant effort, but couldn't overcome 2 turnovers and a defense that couldn't get a stop when they mattered most. And when pucks were at zero at the home field, this was the fans had to say to you guys.
Oh, you stink!
Yeah, but good effort by Jacksonville for sure. Nothing to be ashamed of here. Um, as as for the team itself, real quick, uh, do they make any more changes?
Well, they're calling for Doug Peterson's job, and if things don't change or the Jaguars don't start winning, yeah, Peterson might be out of one, and Trevor Lawrence might be seeing time on the bench too. But
Yeah, I
we'll
can
wait and see on
definitely
that.
see that. Yep, I can definitely see that as well going forward. Good solid coach in Doug Peterson. Good solid quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. Not great, but good. I think he's a good quarterback. He needs a little bit of secret sauce, if you will. He needs a little bit of boost.
Well, I mean, Evan Ingram had a good game, and before we move on to our next slide, I know Jordan Love exited this game again. The Packers with an injury, and Malik Willis came in. That's why Jaguars are gaining some momentum, but it wasn't enough. But last I heard, it wasn't too serious. But that's hopefully he'll be on the field this Sunday for Green Bay. It's gonna be a big day at Lambeau. But before we can move on to that, we'll get to that later. Move on to the surpriser at South Beach. I thought Arizona had a
Yeah,
better record than Miami at this point.
yeah, that was not definitely not on my bingo card for this season at all. And we're in the red actually, but
Yeah. And let's say
but
Dolphin fans were seeing red after their defense, well, couldn't stop Kyler Murray from throwing for 3 touchdowns. And where'd he go? Yeah, two of the receivers, Tree McBride and Marvin Harrison, went over 100 yards. And Mr. Chad Ryland, man, he's been an unsung hero. 3 walk-off field goals two coming in the span of 6 days. How's that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, Arizona getting it done when it matters the most. You don't doesn't matter how you get it, and that deserves.
Three cheers. There we go.
Yep, 3 cheers.
Definitely. And as for the Dolphins, Tua returns to the lineup. Had a good game, threw a touchdown pass, was able to put points on the board for Miami, but his defense couldn't get a stop, and as a result,
Boo! You stink!
Yep, and shout out to Tua Talalova, if I'm saying that. I know I'm butchering that last name, but good to have you back on the field, and you know, please be healthy for sure.
well, be healthy is one thing, but Dolphins, you were supposed to keep pace with the Bills, and actually, the Dolphins and Jets, you're supposed to keep pace with the Bills for the AFC East title, and yeah, it's a runaway for who's going to win that division at season's end.
Yeah, so I mean, hoping for a miracle. Like I said last week, teams definitely need that right now. It's starting to become November, pretty dang soon. So hopefully they can turn it around.
Oh yeah, and quickly you're the Dolphins and the Jets to a lesser extent who play tomorrow night. As for miracles, we there was a near miracle in at the new current umbrella in Tampa, Florida, between the Bucks and Falcons, who once again gave us a entertaining game.
Yep, another entertaining game. I knew I was right on that prediction, so that gives that a thumbs up for sure.
Mhm.
And as for the record so far, Amir, you're 3-5, so you're making some headway, and I'm currently at 4-4, which is directly at 500.
Yep. And as for making headway, how about this? Atlanta Falcons, they're in sole possession of first place in NFC South.
Definitely not a surprise. Definitely not a surprise, but I mean, Tampa Bay, I still think can get it done. It's gonna be a fun outcome. When we get into the later months for sure. I'm really excited about
Well, the Bucks, if they have any chances of winning the division for the third year in a row, or excuse me, fourth year in a row, they're gonna have to win out and help the Falcons lose at least twice, because now the Falcons have swept the season series in both as they're entering November. Speaking of the Falcons, again, big day from Kyle Pitts, who had his first two touchdown game in the pros, also had 4 catches for 91 yards. And Jesse Bates had a big game with an interception and a fumble recovery, both inside the 20, stop two potential Buccaneers scoring threats. And Kirk Cousins, oh yeah, we like that. 4 touchdown passes once again this season. That earns you guys a. Where are you going?
that. Cheers for Kirk Cousins.
There we
Yep.
go.
You like that? You like that? I like that.
Oh yes, yes we did. Falcon fans liked it, and so did Raheem Morris, whose return trip to Tampa ended in a victory. As for his old team, the Bucks, I mean Chad Otten had a pretty good game. The Bucks were out with Mike Evans for a while and Godwin for the rest of the season, but Otten stepped up on the end zone twice on natural tight end today as well. Can't forget about that. As for the Bucks' miracle, unfortunately, it didn't work out, and fans were singing this.
Boo! You stink!
Yep. So far,
Yep.
so yet so close, yet so far. There we go.
Yep. So close, but yet so far. I mean, and that's a good point, Amir. They definitely need to win out, but I do believe it's still gonna be tight.
Oh yeah, between these two, I'm not so sure about their buddies or rivals in the Big Easy and Queen City. But speaking of the Big Easy or lack thereof, Move on to LA, who hosted those guys from the Big Easy, and it was anything but, at least for the visiting team.
Yeah. I was actually really close on this prediction. Actually, let's
Both of us
see.
were.
Yeah, 27-10 for you and 24-7 for me, and actual score 26-8. So there had to be some sort of safety.
There was, and at one point, the halftime score of this game was 9-5. Someone thought it must be a baseball score. Don't know the St. New Orleans baseball minor league team, but anyway, and also the baseball World Series 3-1 in favor of the LA Dodgers. So hopefully they can close it out before Halloween. As for their
Uh, it's
football
actually it's
team,
actually it's actually 3-1 right now, Amir. So the
I'm
the
3-1.
Yankees.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yankees
I
won
think.
last night. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I'm doing a quick Google search right now. Yep, as of 6:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Yankees will play the Dodgers 8:08 p.m. So Game 5 will be tonight.
Yep. So having said all that, hopefully LA can wrap the series up. As for New York, hopefully you can extend the series for another game. As for the LA team at Inglewood, that being the Chargers, well, what way to bounce back? You got a big day from Mr. Led McConkey, 6 receptions, buck 11, 2 scores. And the defense held the Saints to 8 points, and also Justin Herbert, 279 yards passing, and those 2 scores with Mr. McConkey. That earns LA a hmm, sound like
3 cheers
a
for
liar.
LA.
There we go.
And
Yes, indeed.
let's get this out of the way right now, Amir. Cue the other soundbite. The Saints deserve a
Well, not
uh,
marching in or who dat.
nope.
Oh, you stink!
Ah, that was perfect. That was absolutely perfect.
Yeah, because they only scored 5 points on offense, and somehow Dennis Allen still has a job. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I and your seat is not getting warm. It's really hot.
Oh yeah, and yet and also, how were you even allowed on the team bus, let alone the plane right back to New Orleans? Again, I have no idea.
Nope.
But
And
enough about you,
shout
Mr.
out
Allen,
to
and the Saints. You'll have your fun maybe next week.
yep.
But speaking of fun, it's a fun day for the other team I have getting to New Orleans. As I say that, Bills, what a day in Seattle for you guys.
Um, definitely impressive. 31-10. They're looking mighty strong, Amir. Um, so far a record update as of right now. You're 5-5, and I'm 6-4.
Yep. As for the Bills, who are singing "Let's Go Buffalo," well, James Cook set 117 yards and 2 scores. Khalil Shakir led all receivers 107 yards. Dalton Kincaid, Keon Coleman both found the end zone. And Mr. Austin Johnson, defensive tackle with an amazing one-hand interception, which earns the Bills a well-deserved.
Yep,
Well-deserved.
the
There we
Bills.
go. Oh yeah,
Yep.
and I think that coffee tasted pretty good up in Seattle as well. Speaking of coffee, the Seahawks needed some because they lost 3 games in a row at home and they're fourth in the last 6. And as a
Not
result,
good.
that
Any
earns
good.
him a
Oh, you stink!
way there, but he got out nonetheless.
Yeah. Definitely a concern because they started out really strong, and you know, I know I say this for every team because I try not to be biased on this show, but hopefully they can turn it around.
Yeah, 'cause it's getting tight in it NFC West because no one's above 500 in that division, basically.
Oh, it's still competitive nonetheless. So we'll see what happens in the this week coming up. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, still a lot of football to be played in the West. As for the East, Well, what a thriller in Landover, Maryland, between the rookie
Man,
quarterbacks.
man, oh man, oh man. Sorry to cut you off there, Amir, but man, what one of my friends sent me this over text message, and I was like, man, this has to be some sort of trick or what have you. Like, no, I kid you not. The ball gets tipped into the end zone or by like by one of the players, and he's Johnny on the spot. And I kid you not, the Bears defender taunts the fans during that play. You know, like you see on the bottom right of your screen, and I don't know what to say when it comes to that. If you're Chicago, it's weird, right? Because you shouldn't. You shouldn't be doing that. Number two, focus on the play.
Yeah, and you nailed it. Mr. Tyreek Stevenson was caught on camera on the Commanders fans, and the Commanders fans got the last laugh saying, "Hey, what do you think of us now? Our team won, your team lost."
Yeah, and
We'll just get this
as
out
for
the
the
way right now from Mr.
yeah,
Stevenson. You earn a big.
Oh, you stink!
yeah, big boo, you stink. Oh, that's a big time boo, you stink. And as for the Commanders, you should deserve a
Well, yeah, well deserved. Come on. Yes,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah. Mr. Jaden Daniels, you won the battle of rookie quarterbacks. 326 for you, sir. As for Mr. Caleb Williams, only 131 yards passing, and then for the longest time, game was kind of a sleeper. I mean, only Austin Cyborg's kicking points for this team, for the game rather. But then it heated up in the fourth quarter, and then we got that fantastic finish. And then Mr. Noah Brown was on receiving of that Hail Mary that connected because there's several others that didn't connect. And he finished the game with 73 yards and 3 receptions. The Lions came in the last play of the game from 52 yards out for the win.
hmm So I got all my ducks in a row for this game. So moving forward, we have our next game on tap.
Yeah, and well, by the way, this was nationally televised. It took over, was supposed to be the Bengals Eagles, but this game took over the late afternoon slot on CBS. And oh, yeah, Commanders sole possession the first place at midway point. I didn't see that coming, especially with a rookie quarterback.
Nope, neither have I. Not. It's definitely not. That's definitely not on my bingo card as of right now, or actually the start of the season. But nonetheless, we have another game to talk about before we go on another tangent, Amir.
Well, yeah, because unfortunately, yeah, the game that was broadcasted here in Charlotte and Denver, yeah, was good. Good day that we were in orange, not because Halloween's approaching, but also the home team. Well, give the fans something to cheer about. As for the visitors, well, there's nothing to cheer about them.
Well, I'll say this though, better than I thought for sure. Because Bryce Young found the end zone twice, two passing touchdowns.
Yes, he did. One of them went to, if I had this up right here, yes, here it is. Jalen Cooker, who had 4 receptions, 70 yards in his first touchdown of the season, and Panther actually able to score on their first possession after getting a turnover. But unfortunately, it was a familiar script, Panther fans. It was, hey everybody, who wants to make their lives miserable? I do, and the Broncos said, happy to oblige. They scored on three
Broncos
straight. What up?
in Broncos country.
Yeah. Oh
That's
yeah,
right.
Broncos country. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, Broncos country was first sweating it out a little bit, but then they scored on 3 straight possessions, and well, after that they took control of the game thanks to Bo Nix throwing for 3 touchdown passes and running for another, and Adam Troutman, amazing one-handed catch that started the scoring drive, frenzy, and Pat Sertain, welcome back to the lineup, sir, had an interception, and that earns Bronco country a well-deserved. It's a little slow today, or usual. Here you go. And yeah, Panther fans, see, you know what's coming.
Boo! You stink!
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those seasons, and it already has already 1-7 for Carolina. And breaking news coming out yesterday: Deontay Johnson is no longer a Carolina Panther.
Yep, and I heard he was not happy here in Charlotte, but where he's going, he'll be much happier catching passes from Lamar Jackson and possibly competing for a Super Bowl title.
Yeah. So, and as a Panthers fan, like, why are you doing it? And the next thing we knew, we basically got nothing in return.
Yep, and before we move on, just to quote a former WFEN radio host, you can change the stadium, change the players, change the coach, change the GM, change the uniforms, you can change the quarterback, change the players, but you can't change the results. And that's the Panthers right now.
Yeah, that's the perfect way to describe it. So, moving on.
Yes,
Uh,
indeed. Let's move on
moving
to
on.
Vegas. And let's say the Chiefs cashed in.
Cashed in big time, and still undefeated. Well, big time undefeated, I should say. That was for itself, 27-20. Um, still a little concerning, because I thought they would be a little bit better, but apparently, not to my expectations. But good enough.
Yep. Oh, and speaking of good news, Chiefs fans, Travis Kelsey finally found the end zone. And what a better way to do on a National Tie Ends Day. And, excuse me, go along with touchdown, 10 catches, 90 yards, season highs at the moment.
Well, and I bet that deserves a
Oh, yeah, and before we do that, Xavier
ah.
Worthy at the touchdown, had 4 receptions, 37 yards, and a touchdown that really put the game out of reach thanks to Mike Pennell Jr. recovering the fumble to help send Chiefs 7-0. So, as you said, Keenan, that deserves a you know how
Three
it is. There
cheers, three cheers.
we go.
Hip, hip, wow! Hip, hip, wow!
Oh yeah, they cashed in big time in Vegas for the second time this year because they won the Super Bowl on the same field back in February. As for the Raiders, yeah, it's been 7 years since the last time we beat the Chiefs at home. Yeah, I don't. We know what I know what you were saying at games and Raider fans.
Boo! You stink!
2-5. 2-5 says it all, folks. Um, definitely, definitely need to find something in the fountain of youth if you want to make a run. But not looking too like.
Yep, and also before we move on, I should have mentioned this on the Chargers slide. First time in 20 years they beat the Saints. So it's all 3 teams and their losing streaks against the team: the Eagles, Lions, and Chargers beating the same Bengals and what's the other team I'm thinking of? Titans. There we go.
Huh, that's an interesting stat. So, I did not have that on my bingo card either. But anyway, I see a little primetime action in our next slide.
Yep, and obviously, yeah, I had the Chargers beating the Saints for 20 years, which ironically enough, Drew Brees was the Chargers quarterback that day. Crazy how that funny how that plays out.
Hmm,
Speaking of
Another
LA,
another
we're gonna head
nugget.
back to SoFi Stadium where the week began and had a controversy that because it's the NFL, we see it, but the refs cannot.
Oh, I don't know much about this, Amir. Feel free to explain to our viewing audience.
Yeah, I'll try to enlarge the screen, but good
Yep,
game
that's
at
better.
SoFi Stadium, I will say that. But
Yeah.
Vikings had a chance to tie the game, so they're down by 8, 20-20. Late in the game, got the ball back, but just as fans dropped back in the end zone, he got his face mask grabbed, and the defender, his reaction was like, "Oh man, the flag!" But to everyone's surprise, there was no flag, and even though the face mask was very obvious.
But Man, that's tough. That's tough for sure. Vikings slipping a little bit after starting out hot. Do you think they can recover? I think so.
Well, they, they are going to recover. They're going to need. They need to see the Vikings even as we saw before their bye week, because they getting up over like 30 points the last two games. And against the Rams and Lions, I mean, they both have playmakers on offense, but still, if you're a Vikings fan, that's not winning. That's not a winning formula, as their record reflects that. But having said all that, I mean, heck, and also North Division is very competitive too. Who, yeah, who would have thought that going into this season? So, having said all that, Vikings, yeah, second week in a row, you're going to be hearing this.
Boo! You stink!
And same with the referees for not throwing the flag, even though the face mask was clear as day, a face mask. As for the Rams, well, what do you know it? You're 3-4, but you're game out of first place. And also, Cooper Cup, when I hear you're here to stay in LA, which is good because they need you, and also welcome back. Same with you and Puka Nakua. It's a bit of a tongue twister there. And let's see, look up your stats: 7 receptions, a buck goes 6 for Puka. As for Cooper, 5 receptions, 51 yards, and a score. Well, he nearly had a gave the Vikings second life when he stepped out of bounds, but thankfully the referees came to your team's rescue again, because Saints fans are familiar with the referees coming to the Rams' rescue. Anyway, neither here or there. As for Mr. Stafford, last but certainly not least, 4 touchdown passes, 279 yards passing, and as they say in LA, or as we say here on Doubleheader, where did you go? Yep, yep, 3 cheers for the Rams. Well deserved.
Yep. I mean, you explained it perfectly. So let's get to a little waiting all day for a Sunday night, shall we?
Oh yeah, they were waiting all day for Sunday night in Santa Clara, and it took a while for the home team to, regain their swagger, but they did it. And so the 49ers got a big day from George Kittle, who started the National Tight Ends Day holiday, or movement rather. Well, 6 receptions, buck 28 in the score, which helped start the big second half for 49ers, where it saw them run for 223 yards at game's end, thanks to Isaac, excuse me, Durant, Durando. Hope I said your excuse me, I butchered your last name, sir. Cool one nonetheless. And also, who had 85 yards in the score and really for Mr. Jordan Mason. Hopefully, injury is not too serious. And Purdy, 260 through the air and in the score and 52 yards on the ground. And another score, which earns the 49ers a well deserved. Why is this thing not? There we go.
Yeah, and I got nothing to say about this game really. But you know, good job of keeping it competitive, Dallas. But if you are Dallas, you're at 500. You deserve. I think they deserve to be a little bit better.
Well, CeeDee Lamb started to look like the guy who earned that contract by scoring 2 touchdowns, so that was a good sign. But the Cowboys defense, yeah, they can't stop the run. Once again, they gave over 200 yards. And also they can't beat the 49ers no matter where they play. Like it's Levi Stadium or at home where they're also winless, the Cowboys. The game playing Levi Stadium, but still. So anywho, Cowboys fans, yeah, it's been team comes off a bye week and it's the same song, same results.
Boo! You stink!
Good Magruder, you should be thinking of a game plan. Uh, uh, I guess, or Jimmy. Yeah, Scooter Magruder, you should be worried. I would say, and Jerry Jones and team. Think of a better game plan.
Oh, just on the game plan you had over the bye week, it didn't work, and the game plan this week, I hope works, because team facing they can't wait to unleash their rushing offense and their offense altogether. But more before we move on to that, going to our last game that was more competitive than I thought. Pittsburgh Dad would agree with me. I check out his videos as well. Who will leave you laughing. And for the Steelers, could be 6-2. Giants, good effort. Seems like you always do that with especially with Daniel Jones under center. But let's give our hats up to the Steel City defense once again. Mr. T.J. Watt had 2 sacks and a trifecta: sack, forced fumble, and recovery. Also, Mr. Alex Highsmith, you had 2 sacks as well. So go Niners. He and I went to UNC Charlotte. And Mr. Calvin Austin had a punt return that for the first touchdown of the game, as this game was and a lot of field goals go early on, but still an entertaining game nonetheless. That earns the Steel City, or excuse me, the Steelers here we go. Here we go. Yeah, that
What a
somebody's
game.
very stubborn. What'd you say?
Yeah. I was about to say what a game from Pittsburgh for sure. Definitely close. Definitely closer than I expected as well. Uh, when it came to our predictions, 34-10 for me and 34-10 for you, Amir. So we both predicted the same score. And as for the Giants, yeah, you definitely deserve this.
Well, the Giants, as usual, like to make things entertaining. Oh, and also the refs who called back a touchdown that should have been a touchdown. The eyes of Steeler fans on Mr. Pickens' first or touchdown late in the second quarter that he didn't get 2 feet in bounds for some apparent reason. But anywho, as for the Giants, again, made it a competitive game. But the thing that they're going to remember most is not the effort or Tyron Tracy's big night. It was this awkward formation for the 2 point conversion that didn't work.
Hmm. That's something that I did not see. I was able to catch a little bit of this game, and what an interesting formation on field.
Yeah, because I know I was listening to this game on Westwood One, and Devin Forty said that he's seen this work. And well, I don't know pulled it off, Devin. It didn't work in the Giants' favor, and as they didn't get the 2 point conversion, and it ultimately came back to bite them. And oh yeah, Gyro Gator 9 should win this, and it became a subject of the dumb decisions episode, rightfully so. And as usual, Giant fans, you were hearing this when you returned home.
Boo! You stink!
Yep, 2-6 at the halfway point. Tied with the Jets at least, so you got something in common. So,
Yep, the two New York teams. Fine. So,
Giants, we expected the Jets. We did not expect that.
well, looks like we're done here when it comes to the recap. And record-wise, let's see if we were correct. Amir, there's one more slide, I believe. Let's see.
Yes, if my here we go. You were
Uh,
close.
yeah, 12-4. Hey, I'll still take 11-5.
Yeah, for me, I could have gotten 10 wins again had it not been for the Bears showboating and the Ravens and the Browns swapping identities for a day.
Yeah. Um, there's not really a team that really surprised me besides Cleveland. That really did me wrong, but um,
Well,
I
Arizona,
get
that surprised me.
Arizona. Yeah. If Cleveland and Arizona didn't didn't go through for me, I would have probably been better than 12-4, if not at 12-4. But hey, Good job by the both of us. Not too shabby. So
Yeah, I overcame a winless start to finish up 500, so can't
yep,
complain there.
yep, definitely. So coming up next, we have our week 9 review, and let's just say it's that there's a few teams to keep an eye out this week. So that's coming up next. Stay tuned.
Yes, indeed. All right, welcome back, folks. So back from the intermission. So week 8's over. Now it's on to week 9. In that time of the year where we start to separate the contenders from pretenders, if you haven't already. Before we begin, back all 16 teams were played last week, but this week we have 2 teams on the bye, and they have earned it at being the Niners and Steelers after dominating wins on prime time at home or victories at home. I mean, Steelers had to sweat it out. But either way, Steelers and 49ers enjoyed the week off and the election and Halloween. So they're going to enjoy that in the Bay Area and Steel City.
Yeah. So congrats to them for getting not one but two teams that have won, like you said, Amir.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but I'm ready to to dive right in and see what we got.
Well, let's start up in at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, where the Falcons, first place, would have thought that once again, take on the Cowboys, who are struggling to say the least.
Yeah, and our prediction odds or betting odds, excuse me, Cowboys at plus 125, Falcons minus 145. So if you're the Falcons, might have a shot.
Might. If I'm B. John Robinson and any running backs on the Falcons, I'd be saying to myself, we're ready for y'all because your defense, your run defense, can't stop anybody. That being the Cowboys.
Okay. What what says you, Amir, since you feel so confident?
Well, Falcons, you're in first place and you're playing the Cowboys at home. You know it's going to be a big game for that. And I say that Falcon fans are going to get their money's worth. I mean, Falcons 38-31, Cowboys 17, and everyone in Dallas. Yeah, that seats. If it wasn't warm already, it's getting hotter as the season progresses, especially on defense. From you, Mr. Zimmer.
Well, uh, that's a good point. I can get behind that, but there's one there's one flaw. This is Dallas we're talking about here, Amir. So it's gonna be closer than what people think. I would say. I'm not gonna go with a betting odds. I'm gonna go for a close game. For this game right here, as I said, game twice in the same sentence, but you get my gist.
Mhm.
Anyways, Falcons will win 27-24.
27-20. Okay, so Cowboys will make it a
24,
close
excuse me.
game again.
24, sorry.
24. Okay.
Yeah,
Either way, close game nonetheless. At Mercedes-Benz Stadium. One time Mercedes-Benz Superdome, and plays over in the same division. So how crazy is that? Anywho, the home team should deliver on Sunday, at least what we predicted.
yeah, and I really say that Dallas will keep this game close. And as for you, Amir, you say it's going to be all said and done pretty not quickly, but sooner as the triple digits hit zero.
Yep, and I don't know what it was. I saw a fly nearby. I deal with that, but yep. Should be a big day rushing wise for B. John Robinson and his fellow running back mates. And I can even get the receivers involved in the running game as well because I know again, Cowboys defense, rushing defense can't stop anybody.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of a familiar team, but we'll get to them later.
Yeah, we'll touch base on them. So anywho, let's move on to the game at East Weatherford, which will be the first of 2 this weekend. And yeah, the fans, the hometown fans are not happy with the product and the records, but the team coming in, teams coming in for that matter, I'd say they're pretty satisfied. Including the one from Landover, Maryland, that means Commanders after this play on last Sunday.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the Commanders right now. I got nothing against them at all. Good team, good coaching staff. I'm gonna get this out of the way, Amir, if you don't mind. So I'm gonna say 17. Excuse me.
All right, 34-17 for you, and I'd say I would agree with that. Commanders 34, Giants 17. You expect touchdowns this time in this matchup from the Commanders. 'Cause the last time these two teams faced off, and also on Sunday, and Mr. Steibert, who was signed off the street, kicked 7 field goals, including the one at the buzzer, and actually kicked 4 more this past Sunday. And while he'll be getting some legwork again this weekend, I'll be hoping it be for the PAT and not for field goals. And for the Giants, yeah, I am feeling you might pull another play like this weekend as well.
Yeah. So don't expect a whole lot. If I had to put the betting odds, it would be Commanders minus 190, Giants plus 160. Yeah, good luck if you're a Giants fan if you want to bet on this game. Sorry, I keep stumbling on my words today. Oh wait.
No, you're fine. It's again a lot of things we got a lot of information to get into. Yeah, I know a Commanders fan. We willing to bet on this game. Giants, I would proceed with caution. And I would say anyone attending these games at MetLife Stadium in terms of the home teams, because yeah, the product has not delivered this year. But the visiting teams go have at it.
Yeah,
Speaking of which,
definitely.
speaking of that, tread with proceed with caution. This
My head's spinning. My head is spinning. I don't know who to choose for. So let me get the betting odds out of the way. Plus 150 for Patriots and minus 175 for Tennessee. Ooh, I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't blame you because one thing it's just well, I know one thing. Will Levis won't be on the field, and I don't think Drake May will be on the field, so it'll be about between Jacoby Brissett and Mason Rudolph if anyone's interested in that. And on two rookie head coaches, Gerard Mayo and Brian Callahan. But I'll make it easy. I say the Patriots find a way to pull it out. Titans may hang around, but at the end of the day, New England will pull away.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 14 points for New England, and the Titans will have 7 points by the end of this game. Don't expect a whole lot.
So 24-17.
No, 14-7. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those games that on paper we're gonna sleep on, but then again, these teams will probably surprise us. But based on the records alone, I'm like, yeah, skip it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Skip, let's do that now.
Let's see what I do. Well, you're the Raiders and the Bengals. You probably want to hit skip it, depending who comes out the victor and the defeated in this game, because there's a lot of this going on in the Queen City and in Vegas this season.
Well, I'm gonna say it right now. Get this out of the way. 27 for Cincinnati and 14 for the Raiders.
Fitting that this game's taking place the Sunday after Halloween, given that the Raiders, being the Raiders and the Bengals have like the black and orange. But anywho,
Yeah.
speaking of the Bengals, I think they'll finally win the game at home, and hopefully it'll be convincingly when this happens in real time. So giving the Bengals as well, 31-10.
All right. Well, betting odds is minus 340. Bengals, Raiders plus 270. So if you're looking to bet on this game, best of luck to you. That's all I'm going to say. Don't expect a whole lot from this game either. So without further ado, 2-5. Yeah, 2-5
Yeah,
is
if they didn't have their
so,
bye, we get caught into
yeah.
that.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
especially out in Vegas where betting is like, their capital king there. Yeah, I would just proceed with this game with caution.
Moving on. This should be a fun one. Finally, we got a few games out of the way that were like, whatever. No offense to any of the other teams whatsoever. No offense to the fans either. But um, it would make sense to go with Baltimore, right?
Oh, wow, doubt because they got to start winning. 'Cause again, it's gonna be November is by the time this game rolls around this Sunday, and they had the same record as the Broncos. I don't think that was on on the itinerary for Raven fans when the schedule
Losing
came out.
losing to Cleveland last week as well. That was not on their itinerary coming into Cleveland as well. And well, if you're a Ravens fan, 27-20 is my prediction.
Yep, and yeah, there we go. It took a while for that things to load, but yeah, and if you're the Broncos, John Payton's telling Bo Nix like, hey, these fans are trying to get a bad taste out of their mouths, and they want a blowout, but not here to make them happy. We're here to break their hearts once again. I don't think that's going to happen, but and the initials down too. I, like, anywho, I say the Ravens they bounce back. Eh, Let's see. I'd say 28 to 21. Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, so pretty similar scores for sure.
Hmm.
But betting odds is plus 340 for Denver, minus 450 for Baltimore. So they're the odds-on favorite for sure. Um, yeah, should be a fun one. I'm looking forward to that.
And so it should be an entertaining game at M&T Bank Stadium, and well, for the Ravens fans, this entertaining game ends with their home team walk away with a victory. So speaking of that team they faced and fell to last week, well, back to Cleveland where the Browns are feeling good about themselves.
Yeah, that's something that I did not have on my bingo card last week. Starting off with the 0-1 record with the Browns. In a recap segment. Um, betting odds plus 105, Chargers minus 125. Um, well, I'm gonna play it safe. Should be a little bit closer because Jameis Winston should get the nod this week. Um, 28 Chargers, Browns 21. Yeah, that should be good.
All right. Yeah, and if you're Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa and the Chargers defense, you saw the film from the Ravens, you're saying yourself, better not be us. And then also Mr. Miz, who's a big Browns fan. You know who the Miz is, right? Wrestle WWE.
Um, a little bit, just a tiny bit. I might have to look that up later. And you can show me right after we're done for sure.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he was on Rich Eisen show the week before, and he said the Browns would upset the Ravens, as did the guy in Infinity Sports Network for
Oh, okay, got it.
anywho. And he said the Chargers might be running out the clock, but it won't be but be the Browns with the victory. I don't think so, Miz. Chargers are a better team, and they are going to prove it on Sunday as long as that we see get a big day from their defense, especially with Leo Mack and Joey Bosa. So I'll take Chargers by 10, 27-17 over the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, not a bad score by any means. I could agree with that too. But maybe the Browns maybe found a little something after that Baltimore win. A little momentum.
Well, they found something on offense, which they were lacking going into that game. But unfortunately, they won't be eating any W's this Sunday because hardly it's gonna be 7 years to the day when James Winston made that statement that unfortunately backfired, but he was able to back it up this past
Yeah.
Sunday. But this Sunday, I said the Chargers
Oh
need
boy.
W's.
Yeah.
Speaking of W's or lack thereof, yeah, the Dolphins, yeah, lacking W's, but the Bills, oh yeah, they've been needing a lot of W's, and rightfully so.
Well, Dolphins, you 2-5. Um, and I don't see it. I I hate to do this, but 34-14. Give me Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, the last time they played, which was in Miami on Thursday night, and Bills dominated thanks in part to just James Cook, who had 3 touchdowns, two on the ground, one through the air, and I expect similar performance this Sunday at Orchard Park. So the Bills, yep, 35, Dolphins 13. You know, so yeah, Bills are again they were fit to get the Super Bowl. Definitely been playing like it the last 3 weeks, record wise, especially the last 2 games over Tennessee and Seattle. Expect another blowout here for Bills fans this Sunday as well.
Yeah, I just don't see it right now for Miami. I think it's back to the drawing board for the rest of the season. If you, I mean, this is your last chance to do something good, and because we're gonna enter halfway come this Thursday night, and
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, if you don't win here with the 2 wins that you got, I think it's time to start the bus.
Yeah, and also too, hopefully you get through this game healthy as well. Because the last time you played Buffalo, you left the game with another concussion, and people were calling for you to hang it up. But being the competitor you are, you're saying I'll hang it up on my terms. Saying we with a guarding cap as well. But and it was good to see you back on the field. But we also want to make sure you get through this game and the rest of the season 100%.
Definitely. Well, I'm ready for the next one for sure. 'Cause, let's
Yeah,
see this
I'm
one.
Well, Saints fans
Oh,
might be ready for it. I say might be
well,
because they haven't been playing. Well, they were
plain.
Uday and since to come march in after the clock was struck zero when the first time these teams played. And they sent a message to the fans in Charlotte and Panther fans all over that, yeah, last year that bad taste you want to get out your mouth, that's not happening.
Well, I mean, I think it's gonna be closer than what people expect. Well, oh, did I read the betting odds for the last one? I'm sorry. Did
Yeah,
I?
yeah.
No, yeah, for the betting odds for the Dolphins and Bills, folks, my mistake. Minus 250 and plus 210 for Miami. And now we can move on to the Panthers Saints stat line.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, but I'll let you go first, Amir. I'll get my thoughts ready in a second because I've been thinking about this.
Well, if you're a Panthers fan, you can see where the Jets are coming from, just and the suffering, and the opponents are saying not going to happen. And well, to the chagrin of Panther fans, including our two hosts, yeah, uh, uh, it's not. Sorry, got nothing to say there.
Well, remember what I said like 2 minutes ago, or not even 2 minutes ago. I think it's gonna be closer than what people think. I'm gonna live
Oh
by
yeah,
that. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say this might surprise you. 27, no, yeah, 27-21. Give me a New Orleans.
okay. Well, either way, Dennis Allen, um, your seat will cool off a little bit once you leave Charlotte, but I don't know you'll
Well,
be having the job at season's end.
yeah, but give me the betting odds here. So betting odds looking like plus 290. Saints obviously the favored team coming into this game minus 380. Um, I don't know. It's gonna be weird because the Saints have been struggling. Alvin Kamara, no no go, no no Derek Carr either.
Keep in mind, I mean, the Panthers can make any offensive skill player look like a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just trying to be. This is probably the most positive I've been pretty much since the not Oakland, the Raiders win. Excuse me. uh, since that win.
Yeah, that win seems like a long time ago because every team since then has reminded the Panthers that, yeah, you're in a tough place. We could care less other than remind you that things are not going to get much better because you're, and we can thank your owner who's, oh yeah, open the stadium up for our fans as well. 'Cause there's going to be a lot of Saints fans at Bank of America Stadium because I don't know, like I said before, Bank of America Stadium is like a secondary home game for Panther opponents.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I won't be able to watch this game due to other things happening this weekend. But I'll keep. But once I get back to whatever it is I'm doing, I will definitely check out the highlights then and there. But enough about me. Let's get to the next game at hand.
Yeah, and well, Russ, anyone in the Carolinas or Panther fans, I hope you have something to do productive on Sunday, maybe homework, yard work, get ready for the election. I don't know. Anywho, yeah, we got a
Speaking
revenge
of
game here.
Yep, and speaking of getting stuff done, I think the Eagles are going to get this done with ease. Give me 34-14, Philadelphia, please.
34-14. Okay, so Doug Peterson's return to Philadelphia will end in a rout, and I will agree with that. I'll say the Eagles. Let's see, 31 Jaguars. Hmm, maybe. Yeah, let's say they'll score 8. Nah, they'll probably score 10, but either way.
All right.
Which, by the way, this game was supposed to be played on Sunday night, but due to the Jaguars' slow start, that they flexed it out into the 4 or
Yeah,
5
very
game.
slow start.
Yes.
And this is another team. Like, if you win this game, you'll have a little bit of life left. And if you don't, I guess it's time to start, to start up the bus.
Yeah, because I know Doug Peterson, your time in Philly, well, the highlight was winning that Super Bowl, but it wasn't a fairy tale ending. Hence why you're now with Jaguars and why Mr. Sirianni's the head coach of the Eagles. And I'd say things have turned around for Mr. Sirianni. Hopefully, he can stick it to the guy he preceded in Philadelphia. So let's see what happens at the link this Sunday. But
Yep.
anyway,
And
oh wait,
as
sorry.
for the betting odds, excuse me, we have minus 340 for Philadelphia and Jaguars plus 270.
Yep. Yeah, I was about to click on the next slide, like, oh, he hasn't read the betting odds yet. Yep. So, yeah, I got you. Anywho,
Okay.
speaking of betting odds, what are the odds that Kyle Murray will have another Hail Murray?
Well, speaking of betting odds, so I can get this out of the way now. Minus 115 for Arizona, and if the Bears minus 105. And to answer your question, Amir, I would not, I would not disagree with that for sure. Um, but I'm gonna say Arizona can probably win this one. Give me Arizona with 21, and the Bears have 17. So 21 to 17.
All right. Oh, 1 second. I gotta make a correction here. Let's see here, because I had negative betting odds for both of them. I'm like, that can't be right.
Oh, it's
Oh,
plus 105, right?
let's see. Yeah, come on. Let's, let's see.
Yeah, it should be plus, right, Amir?
Oh, well, I changed. So the Bears have it's even for the Bears, minus 120 for the Cardinals.
Okay.
It's interesting.
And interesting enough, for sure. So even
So,
for Bears and Cardinals minus 120. So
yeah. Anyway, well,
I'm gonna say Arizona wins this one for sure. I fully believe that 27 to 17.
what 20? What was that?
Yeah, 21 to 17. Sorry.
Yeah, I will say the Bears' offense was non-existent first 3 quarters, but did turn it on for the Hail Mary. Hence why it's been maybe 4 years the following week since the Hail Mary from the Cardinals 4 years ago against the Bills. One you see right on the bottom left end of your screen. Well, Bears, yeah, and it'll be battle of Heisman Trophy quarterbacks too, Caleb Williams and Kyler Murray. So having said all that, I'd say Caleb comes out on top. It's still going to be a close game. I'll give it the Bears 24, Cardinals 20.
All right. I like the fact that we're choosing differently, and this might come back to bite us later. I don't know which one, but it could be a fun one.
And like I said, Arizona's like, actually they're in first place. They've beaten the Rams and beaten the 49ers and been competitive all in all their most of their games and thanks to
Yep.
large part to
eh,
Murray, Ryland, and Connor.
Yep. And that was my thought process going into that for sure. And I want to see Arizona do good again.
Well, Cardinal fans would agree. And I want to see the Bears do good as well. In a little more consistent basis, but either way, should be an entertaining game at State Farm Stadium. Not sure Jake can State Farm be in attendance though. But he may have to be in case something goes wrong with one of these teams. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. But anywho, ooh, speaking of games to watch, be an entertaining one at Lambeau Field.
Ooh, well, I'm gonna get this out of the way now because I think I have an idea for this one. Give me the Lions 27, Packers 21, please.
Okay.
And did I read the betting odds for the Arizona game?
You did. I had to
I did.
correct it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I got confused. Anyway, well, betting odds for this game for Green Bay is plus 145, Lions minus 170. So Amir, proceed.
Well, this is going to be a good one at Lambeau Field, and will be nationally shown through majority of the country on Fox. I said the Lions pull it out 31 to 24. And oh yeah, by the way, the road team won both games last season, and the looks of it, that's going to be the case. Well, again this season. Oh, and by the way, yeah, that little logo up there, first place at stake in the NFC North, which is very competitive, I might add.
Yep, yep. Like we mentioned many times before on the show, very competitive in the up north of the standings. But yeah, I'm gonna. I like this score. I like this matchup, and Amir. I see another first place ribbon on screen.
Yeah, and this one's going to be a little more surprising because it's between the 4-4 Seahawks and the 3-4 Rams, and yeah, I know that records don't look aren't impressive, but if things go according to plan for one of these teams, they'll be in, and what goes on at State Farm Stadium at the same time, they the winner of this game could be in first place in the NFC West. Sole possession too.
Well, um, I think the Rams can probably turn around. So I'm gonna go with the team that's below 500. Yeah, it's gonna be close. Give me Rams 28, Seahawks 25.
Okay. And so, Sean McVay, because I said McDermott, he's had a good track record against the Seahawks in Seattle. Like, I wouldn't,
Yep.
yeah, I would, and I'm gonna say it works in his favor once again. Seahawks, Rams 27, Seahawks 24.
All right. So we both agree on the point differential. Betting odds minus 120. Rams, Seahawks is even. So
Mhm.
should be tight.
It should be, and yeah, but a good one at Lumen Field, which has not been home sweet home for the Seahawks, and it doesn't look like that's going to be the case in our predictions. And yeah, like the Rams, I know they got to a slow start, but don't sleep on those guys.
Yep. And finally, we get to our Thursday night matchup, which will be
Yeah, we're circling
ooh,
back to MetLife Stadium or beginning the week at MetLife Stadium, and let's just say the home team Yeah, it's gonna be as you can see by these photos, just endure the suffering, or just end the suffering. Somewhere around those
Well, give me Houston. Houston will will rattle up some cattle and horses. Give me Houston winning this game. 31. The Jets will have 14. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and all your Jets fans also be wearing, hopefully bring the paper bags with you, not because it's Halloween, but to cover your faces, because it's going to be another ugly performance on the field for the home team. So, yeah, Houston 30, Jets, I'd say 10.
Yeah. And as for this game, get ready. If you're looking for something to do tomorrow, watch Halloween movies. Go out trick or treating if you have kids in the area, or feel free to dress up for Halloween tomorrow. Go get some candy.
Well, if you're a Houston Texans fan, I'd say you might get some candy or have plenty nearby as you watch the game. I'd say the Jets, maybe you might be getting some rocks in your trick or treating bag. You get that reference from Charlie Brown.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely classic, sure. But the betting odds -130 for Jets, Texans +110. Um, there you go.
Yeah, or in Jets fans' case, just use the paper bag as something to cover your eyes for those who are brave enough to have the courage to go to this game.
Yeah. Wrapping up our segment here. Colts, you found a way in the prime slot. All thanks to you guys playing very well. Hey,
Yeah, that was supposed to be Jaguars Eagles, excuse me, but then like I said, Jaguars were struggling. Colts started and got some momentum. Been a little bit shaky as of late, but as a result, they will be playing on prime time against the Vikings, and hopefully this go around the Colts. If you have a lead, don't blow it like you did 2 years ago on the same field on a Saturday night in back in December of 2022.
yeah. Well, I hate to do this for you Colts fans, but I think the Vikings can have some life. Um, but hey, Joe Flacco is starting, so there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Minnesota 2027, Colts 21. It should be good.
All right. That's I seen the Colts got a chance with Flacco on the center, so I give them 27-24. And as I said before, you have you have a lead. Do not blow it this time, Colts, because remember what happened the last time you played in this building.
Yeah, you got exposed for sure, and look where it led to. Uh, coming later that season. And Amir, you would know a thing or two about that.
Hmm. Yeah, what's to say? Jeff Saturday, who was the Colts interim coach at the time, yeah, he was not going to be in the full time gig, and yeah, that 2022 season, that was had a lot of high expectations. That was like a microcosm of what it was. As for the
Yeah,
Vikings, it's kind of like microcosm for them as well. So they had like comeback victories. Sorry for that ramble, but I'll let you get to the betting odds.
the betting odds: Colts plus 200, minus 240 if you're Minnesota. And as for the ramp, I'm good. I'm good with it.
Yeah, and Mr. Darnold, I know Halloween's tomorrow, but kind of hope you're not seeing ghosts. Hopefully, I'll be too. Hopefully, someone dresses again.
Well, it'll be after Halloween, um, for sure, because it's a Sunday night game.
Unfortunately, your old team, they're seeing ghosts, and that's no surprise there. But anyway, let's wrap this up.
Well, um, this should be interesting. This should be interesting. That's all I have to say. Um, it's gonna be close, I think. Give me 21 Kansas City, and 21 yeah, Buccaneers.
Buccaneers have dog 21.
Oh, did I say the numbers twice?
Yeah.
Oh, it could end in our first tie of the year. We haven't had that yet.
Let's hope we don't have a tie.
You know what? No, I wasn't gonna do it. No, not on this show. Oh man, I'm gonna say 17.
17.
Not yet.
Okay.
No tie yet. No. It's the Chiefs. They can pull it out.
Well, I'm going to say the Buccaneers can find a way to upset the Chiefs. The Chiefs offensively been kind of
Oh,
shaky,
wow.
and Tampa Bay can score points, but I'll say they win it 27-24. Chiefs lose their first game of the season, and why you see Tom Brady there, it's because these two teams competed for a Super Bowl title 4 seasons ago, and matter of fact, 4 of the last 5 Super Bowl winners have been the Chiefs and the Buccaneers, outlier being the Rams the following year in LA. So hopefully, I will say this game will be more entertaining than the one we got in Tampa 4 years ago.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, I I turned it off once it got out of hand, and hopefully on Monday Night Football watching Peyton and Eli show on ESPN2, if
Mhm.
I'm not mistaken. It'll be slightly more entertaining than what we got in the year 2020. But as for the betting odds, before we proceed to our record prediction, our betting odds was plus 340 for Tampa Bay, and the Chiefs minus 450. So yeah, those are your betting odds. Amir?
Yeah, and also Kevin Harlan will be back at Arrowhead to play-by-play for the Chiefs, and also did that game in Tampa 4 years ago, and hopefully no lunatic will be running on the field as well. So having said all that, let's record
This slide?
predictions.
Yep. hmm
So I'm
Well,
gonna say I'll go 12-4 again.
all right. Well, 12 and 4. There's wait, there's 16
Oh,
teams.
sorry. Yeah, about 11-4.
Okay. Um, let's see. I'm gonna play it safe. Be 11 and 4. You know, as
Mhm.
well. I'd be very happy if I get you know have one have 3 losses on the team, but just to be safe. 11 and 4.
All right. Can we give? Hopefully, one of our scores that we predicted here will be the same one that happens on Sunday or tomorrow or Monday as well.
Yep, and it hasn't happened yet. So hopefully the second half of the season rolls around
Yeah,
correctly. But
definitely.
but just like that, we're done. In our window of doubleheader weekly picks. Like us on like us on Instagram at doubleheader97, on our Spotify page, Doubleheader Podcast. And if you want to see more stuff from us, go check out our websites down below. And with that being said, this has been Doubleheader Weekly Picks. Amir Daniel. My name is Keenan Costain. You're Amir Daniel, excuse me.
Hmm.
We'll catch you guys next time. And happy Halloween, folks. Happy Halloween.
Yep. Yes, indeed. Stay safe out there.